Hello and welcome to the DFS underscore PhD show for today, the Monday slate, October 20th. Remember, you're good enough, you're strong enough, and gosh darn it, someone's got to win that money. Might as well be us. And it was us a week and a half ago. We're going to live on that for a while. I told you guys it was a whole bankroll for me. And that's why I'm very happy with this. As Jay-Z said, if I get the hat, that'd be dope or whatever it was. If I sell a rack, I get a cap or whatever it was. Yeah. So I still enjoy that aspect of SaberSim very much. I like the one from last year from the Max Challenge, but this year, Max Champion goes nicely alongside it. Although I gotta say, SaberSim, thanks for the mounting, but like this is like a ridiculous project to actually mount it properly. So we'll see if I do or not, or if I just wear it around a lot because I feel awesome wearing it. I built with it today, so we'll see. Yeah, well, let me see. It's recording good. Share screen in the right thing because we also are good enough and strong enough, and also won on Monday, I think it was, but not first, 10th, and it was really painful. And this was Sunday or Monday, I forget. 13th. So that was last Monday. So the slate we did the last video for. Hey, cool. I almost banked that one. That would have been $75,000. And if you remember, Luther Burden got knocked out of bounds at the 15, and he kind of didn't lower his shoulder and didn't gain. Well, he needed 16 yards, so he needed to get into the end zone and beat Chris Moore, which honestly I had like 40% Chris Moore, not in that lineup. It happens. Okay, I wanted to go over a little bit of some of the basics because I'm not sure that I have covered the basis with you guys before for why I do what I do. And they're mostly from sports projections, sports underscore underscore proj or sports dash projections.com. This is the guy I use to do the duplicate stuff. And the reason that we, let's see, what is this? This is likelihood. So these are the reason that we leave a little bit of salary every time is that my duplicate, my geometric mean of the ownership thing breaks down up when you leave less than 200, 300. You can see these are like on the median result here is like 20 to 30 to 40% higher number of duplicates than you would impute from their pure percentages from assuming people are choosing at random because they're not choosing at random. So that's why we do salary limitation. Then the other thing is we try to limit dupes. Just why are we trying to do it in general? Well, because that's what makes money. Even theoretically, if you run these high duped lineups per lineup, you're not making any money. So that's why we want to make sure we're cutting out 100 plus dupe lineups. Now, we have to also make sure we keep in mind that there are different type of slates every slate, right? So I'm only doing short slate videos because like even though I did win on a main slate, that's like the first time ever on an NFL main slate. So I don't. I mean, I may have got a little lucky with Tez last week. However, if you don't run Tez this week, you just weren't watching. Anyway, so we'll cover that in a sec. But this is why we're getting unique. But how unique you get and the ways you get unique should be different based on the type of slate. So this is the probability of the winner based on the in an MMA. It's nice because there are so many different available odds. It's probably true in everything, but you can break apart every single point scoring thing and calculate who's going to win and how much they were worth and stuff. So you can figure out the likelihood of each bin being the highest scoring lineup a priori before the thing happens. So you have two different types of slates, right? Ones where pretty good pricing efficiency, where there's like, this is what you'd expect, right? If there was perfect-ish pricing efficiency plus or minus some variation based on what happens in an individual slate. So people assume this is always the case. And what I mean by that is that people use all their salary always, right? Generally, the public uses their salary. However, sometimes you get a slate like this. So this is like a couple months later, June, just a whole year later. So my general point is you occasionally have a slate where one or two guys is mispriced, right? And this is about to come up in NBA. Man, I'm excited. I'm so excited for tomorrow. Big day. Going to do a bunch of FanDuel stuff. Probably that's my only video tomorrow because can't imagine I do a two-gamer slate. I mean, on both sides. I'm not doing it today. This is only DraftKings. I am going to run a smattering on FanDuel, but not enough for it to be worth, you know, the weird plays. The ones I'm going to tell you to do on DraftKings for 20 max, not going to happen. I'm running like 3 to 5 or whatever it is. Try to poach a few saddies on FanDuel. You know how I do. I like to get the satellites. I want to get those 444s, those 111s to their NBA events. But yeah, my point here was look at how much salary is on the table. When you have just a little bit of a deformation of this curve, the number one, you got a secondary peak here at 48.5. So sometimes you'll see guys coming in and you'll be like, why are all these sharks leaving more than 1,000 lineups? It's because they think you're in one of these kind of slates. You don't always see it, right? Like the sharks, I tweet about it and you see different sharks play different ways. That's why I started parsing out the under five so you can see the people who are actually winning are looking for the under fives, not the actual uniqueness, right? Because it's a trade-off. You have a hockey stick up there, and to an extent, if you're approximating, yes, principal component is all that matters, but it's not really all that matters. You really need to have a few of the most likely to win lineups and some sort of a cross match of that profitability with the rare ones, the rarer ones that win you more money, right? So that's what's going on. That's why I like contest sims, because if you give it the information, it should parse that out for you. Okie doke. So I wanted to get in before I get to my rant. Yeah. So the rant is here. I do want to do the plugs first, though. Thank you for commenting, or comment, subscribe, whatever you can do to the channel. It helps us grow. Which, if you like it, maybe some other people like. I don't know. I'm just having fun talking to you guys. I'll do it pretty much every Monday. I don't have anything to do. Maybe some other days, maybe a Thursday or two, and some basketball slates, but they're not as juicy of money, and nobody watches those videos. So you can probably just see me in the Discord for those. I'll try to refresh the Twitter thing. Please let me know on the YouTube video if you encounter a dead link. Okay, this is the part of the show where I plug what's working for me right now. So number one, I'm working for me. You can also I guess I plug also my sponsor, StakeKings.com. You can go to StakeKings.com/, I don't remember what it is. Profile/DFS underscore PhD. I think it's player slash yeah. I used to have this up. I thought it was still the right page. Player/DFS PhD, and that's me. DFS underscore PhD. Let's see if this comes up. Yeah, okay. So this is where you can go. I'm going to post my FanDuel one for tomorrow. I still want to decide I'm going to do 100 or 150 because I want to max it. It's got overlay, but like guaranteed overlay of 11%. That's good. So if you give 1350, it gives you $150 for free, pretty much. That's cool. But I don't know. It's like it's a two-game slate. I don't see 150 lineups I like necessarily. So I got to run my first projections and see if I got 150 things on FanDuel because I don't. Are there that many guys on a two-game slate? I'm not sure there are. I'm not sure there's that many good lineups. I want to make sure there are first. But yeah, what's working for me right now is I really like this. How many weeks ago is this even? 2 months ago. There's a mix. I always listen to this every Friday, and I normally don't listen to it more than once, maybe more than halfway or whatever. But I like this guy who does the selection beats and stuff. And so for the last like for my sun run, I've been listening to this beat around 1 hour into this mix. It's a handoff between two brothers and sisters, brother and a sister in an apartment, and I like the little interplay between them. And yeah, like one of them plays a Justin Timberlake song, and then the other one plays a Justin Bieber song a couple songs later. I like that little mix, both for the fun. Yeah, there's jokes going on in addition to it being fun to listen to. Okay, I mean musical jokes, you know what I mean. Okay, so now for today's slate. Thank you again. Now I should double thank you for sticking around because I had a bunch of. I prepped the show though, so congratulations. I'm not going to miss anything today. I prepped the whole thing. So, it's a great day for a fork. The first overall look at the slate says people are not wanting to play. It's a two-game slate. You need to take risk to make money. If you don't take risk, go to bank, get a certificate of deposit. Go to bank, get money market account. I mean, honestly, those things are pretty risky. I don't know if I would say those are backed by the full faith of the U.S. government, which is as riskless as it gets. Traditionally, you're supposed to say that. I don't know if it's really true anymore. But my point is, you're here to gamble. And if you're gambling, you are making a big mistake just jamming chalk. Now, I am going to jam chalk. I'm not going to be under the field on the two bell cow running backs. However, for the guys who are in splits, do I think it's appropriate for someone to be 10% owned on a two-game slate? No! Ridiculous. Like, ridiculous, this ownership. Number one, it's Saberson. Maybe I should just change it. You've heard me on it. Thank you again, Saberson. I'm not trying to be rude about it. It can just be some improvement. It's not easy for them, right? Like they are a smaller company than the other ones. The other ones aren't really predicting ownership. They're saying what they're telling their dudes to do that they're putting in their lineups, right? So it's easier for like ETR for basketball, or I don't know who has the most football people, Stochastic, or is the run people ETR. That's also wait. Is that what? Yeah, establish the run. ETR stands for that. Never mind. I have those as two different mental bins, but I have them fully abbreviated for NBA and spelled out for NFL. That's pretty nuts. Okay, so Sabersim is currently projecting Sterling Shepard as the number two receiver today with Egbuka out and Mike Evans back. I don't think that's right. Sterling Shepard has played behind Tez Johnson in the last game. He played the same number of snaps as Cameron Johnson. And I don't know if you remember the game, but Cameron Johnson looked pretty awesome and explosive, and Sterling Shepard looked old and washed running the same routes, the same plays, the same routes. So I'm saying, I think if it was me running this, I mean, I'm gonna still have Sterling Shepard out there. I don't know if he's getting those explosive routes anymore. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be for sure going to. I'm going first to Tez. Obviously, he did go first to Tez. But secondly, I'm going to Cam. And then I don't. I mean, Ryan Miller got in the mix. Did he take half of the snaps that Egbuka vacated when he got hurt? Maybe. I mean, whew, I don't know. I'm not going to go there just because we get Mike back. And Mike's even bigger of a hog of snaps. I think 80%. Maybe not. We'll see how. I'm assuming he's full go right now. If we get different news, fine. You should do something different, obviously. But okay. Right. I did this in a different one. So obviously, I think Shepard has been passed by both Tez. He got more snaps and targets in the last game, and I think also the same number of snaps. Whatever. He was very competitive the game before, even. It's been coming. It's not just new. It's not just a one-off. Um, but yeah, let's see. I remember the game. You remember Tez was on my team. His last catch was the catch that put me in first, and I never got out of first. So if I'm going to get a jersey, and I'm not because it's only $10,000, and jerseys are freaking expensive, I'm not going to take a 1% hit on a win because of that. But it would be a Tez Johnson jersey. I'm never going to forget him for that. Like it's a Tez Johnson win. So I'm a little bit biased, right? You're going to see some Tez Johnson today, and it's a little because he won me money last week. But I did notice Arroyo is not getting the work I think he should. He's out there running routes, but he's not getting a bunch of snaps. And I think it's because Austin Barner's not bad. Like Austin Barner's running fine routes. I got both of them. I'm not sure. I don't think I ran a rule on that. I'll tell you in a second when we get over to the actual stuff. On the other, we've got another place where we've got a misprojection. So this is why I'm not going to leave much money today, right? Because for me, I disagree with the field today on just who is wide receiver 3 for two different teams. So that's huge news on a 2-game slate. I mean, I'm disagreeing on a wide receiver 2 for Tampa, a wide receiver uh, yeah, it's wide receiver 2 here. Both of them are wide receiver 2s that I'm disagreeing with. I don't need any other getting unique. I'm going to get unique this way. So the way I'm getting unique here is Xavier Hutchinson. I mean, he got more snaps than Nico last week. Do I think I'm going to project him to get more snaps than Nico in an average week? No, I'm not going to use that. I know that Nico Collins is good. If you don't, go watch some tape. Nico Collins, very good, fun to watch. Don't fade him. Don't fade him tonight on a 2-gamer. He's one of the guys you put in your lineup, and if he fails, you go, oh man, that's too bad. By the way, I did find, do I have it up? I've pinned it so I can find it at right here. I have it pinned on Showdowns. So I have the injury rates that we were talking about. And I was like, I can't find these injury rates. I had this problem before. This is the injuries per 100 team games. So by position, 60 injuries to a wide receiver per 100 team games, a 0.6 chance. Defensive back, 94 per 100. A defensive back is getting hurt in the game you watch. You've probably watched enough games to see that, but it never quite hit me that it was one full person per game until I looked at the stats. Linebacker 64, they're just mashing their bodies together. Quarterback 12, you get the sense, yeah, they're not hurt that often. I was surprised though. Look at tight end at that number one, smaller sample. So I don't know if we're gonna 95% confidence interval though, only 30% chance. I've been thinking that's a lot higher mentally, and wide receiver a lot lower. And what is a running back? 43. Yeah, so running back also. Look at this. Wide receiver is a lot higher injury rate in terms of having to miss snaps for the game. I think this has come out. I forget exactly. Obviously, I only have the picture here that I found, but I think it's important to. This is why I've chosen 65% as my cap for a wide receiver because the other chance is they get hurt, and there's a lot of a chance they get hurt. Honestly, 65 is too high for a wide receiver, right? The 60% chance one of them gets hurt. And I guess what if it's your one, right? So you should probably limit wide receivers to 40% just on injury and like injury limitations. Talking myself into something I don't really like here for this specific slate. Okay, so now let's get down to, oh no, make sure we got our rant. I went off on a little side rant here. Can't go off on a side rant during the main rant, or else you'll just be completely sidetracked. Okay, so back to the main rant. Guess what? I'm going to take Hutchinson over Higgs because right here on SaberSim, which I love you, SaberSim. That was cool. I like having all this money. I'm about to go to Vegas for a bachelor party next weekend, so awesome. Now I don't have to feel bad about it because I'm freaking funding that and the next 3 months of life. Anyway, so if we really got the ownership here, Higgins 10%, Hutchinson 2.7%, back up the truck. I mean, like that's truck stuff for me. 2.7% Hutchinson, the wide receiver two, on a team that everybody's, I think, projecting to be behind in this game. Oh yeah, by the way, that was the broad take that I had right at the beginning as the basis for all this, which I guess I didn't put here. I think that game one, it's projected for 11 more implied points than game two tonight. Check it out. I mean, like I had up earlier I looked up number of snaps per team. Is that no, this is snap counts. Yeah, I don't have it up anymore. But the number of snaps per teams, it imputes like a 4% difference in like snaps here. I don't know where we're getting like this. Is there a huge big play difference where we're getting one of the games to be what is that? The difference in points is like it's 20%, not 4%. So like I just had to change it. So I lowered the game that was too high and I raised the game that was too low and they met in the middle around, I forget. The new totals are different by the number of expected snaps different, which I think is how this should scale. Although I have to admit, when I did this rank thing, this rate thing for NBA is my main thing, it didn't work. So mostly this is a way to formalize my gut here, which is my gut says game one way too high, game two way too low. Anyway, I did, by the way, realize that when you're changing team totals, it's sharper to slightly change them lower in general than to slightly change them higher because the naive bet is to bet an over in a game, right? Or to bet on the projection for all the components, whatever builds up to the implied total. And so, because of the bias towards overs, our bias when we do the little tweaking should be to unders. Now, I only did that for one of the two games. So, I don't know. It, should you do it that way? I don't know. You can do it for both games if you want to. That's what my point. There's an obvious way here that I think theoretically makes more money than the thing I'm actually doing because my gut just thinks game two. Like, what is going on? These like, they're not great defenses. Well, who are these defenses? Let's look at it again. We got Seattle and Houston, just garbage. They're just mid teams. We got mid defenses and mid offenses. Sure, okay, fine. The mid defense could beat the mid offense, but what if the mid offense starts beating the heck out of the mid defense and everybody gets tired and it's like 80 to 80 or whatever, you know? Like anyway, I just to me those are equally likely possibilities in this game. Yes, it could be gross, but also game one could be gross, man. I don't Baker doesn't always make a very cute game. He makes it kind of dirty, right? Like I mean, he'll score points. All right. Have I finished the rant? Yeah, can't. No, I let Brock. Yeah, Brock is playable. So I got two tight end twos on the slate, two guys below 3,000 that are in my pool. I don't think I actually got them in any of my drafts, but I think both Arroyo as a tight end two and Brock Wright, they get enough work, just like real receivers and goal line work, where you can play them because I mean, they're like Noah Gray types for people you might have heard of if you're a person who doesn't watch every single thing I ever do. And so I also had a rule of max two Tampa Bay people because with like Buka out, and I mean, this is so thin. I don't understand how we're not getting a lot of them in every lineup. And as a result of this, I have run already. Why is this ROI so low? Like I got my like 270th to, you got to double check Saber sometimes. Why am I choosing like, I don't got anything in my top 250 lineups? Let's do this again. Because like sometimes you change a device and you got to re-rank it low and then re-rank it high. Just to make sure your ranking has set in. Yeah, okay. A completely different set of lineups. Thanks, Saberson. So first of all, let's take the ones that are worth money and put them over here into the money hole before we forget to do that and are stuck with the ones we did earlier, which was not apparently what we wanted. That's frustrating. But I mean, it's also a matter of double checking that it commits your changes. Because like if it's still thinking about something else you did and you change it from whatever its default number of lineups is to the number you actually want, it might not register that change, and then you'll be over here looking at your exposures and trying to figure out what's wrong. That's what's wrong. It just didn't quite register because it was doing something else. So go back and make sure, jiggle the number 2120, put it back. It'll be fine. Okay, yep. So rules wise and change wise. Obviously, I told you I love all of these running backs. Let's look at our leverage. This will just tell me what I love. Yep, all of these running backs that are in split cases today. Everybody's scared. Everybody wants to have gambling be more like a certificate of deposit at the bank. If it doesn't work out, can you please give me my money back? No! You want to play the risky plays today. Woody Marks gets the goal line work. He gets the smash mouth work in this offense over Nick Chubb, which is crazy. What's happening? He's eating his lunch. I mean, he's eating his lunch
fully. Like when you watch these games, I haven't looked it up. It feels like he's getting just much better yards after contact than Chubb. And what does that leave Chubb with? Is he even the receiving guy? He no, right? Yeah. So I don't know, man. I don't see this going well for Chubb long term. I have it as a split today because Chubb is good and it's a two gamer. But long term, this is to me, this is Woody Marks' backfield. So if that starts today, great, great for me. If not, fine. Same thing with Kenneth Walker. Kenneth Walker massively outplaying Charb. You see every tout talking about it, and it, I mean, probably is reaching the offensive coordinator's desk that their yards per carry are massively different on an increasingly large set of data. So anyway, we're definitely fine with Kenneth Walker over Charb today. I think Charb's in the pool just did not get any as a result of probably the latent biases that I am expressing. Oh, my bad. This is leverage still, so he's just on negative leverage side. And did I get any? Yeah, 15%, but negative leverage for obvious reasons. Fully no Mike Evans is just insane. I just no, absolutely not. Under no circumstances should you fully fade Mike Evans today. Like that's absurd. You need to, I mean, I wish I could give Sabersim a little spanking for that one. That what are we doing? You gotta know better than a full fade Mike Evans. Jeez, don't make me have to tell you that. You need to tell me that. Anyway, that was a shocking one. I don't normally see those ones. That might explain why I don't win in hockey, because I don't know how to be like, we're full fading this guy. Okay. But anyway, like same with JMO. This is a two gamer. What are we doing? Full fading Jameson. What I mean, they're playing from ahead. I don't need that much, but I'm not gonna like one lineup. Let's do like 15% minimum. I don't really want that much. 10 to 20%. 10 to 25%. I need more than none. That's not where we're at today. Hey, first time ever. I've looked at these negative leverages and actually changing things for the positive. Okay. I mean, Laporta too. I guess with Laporta, just the ownership is massive for a guy that's like fine. He's fine. Hey, I'll take a minimum of fine though. For me, fine is 30%, so I want a minimum of fine Laporta if I can get it. Zero golf. I don't care about golf. I don't think he's going to run in a touchdown if he's going to be 40% owned. Okay. Look at the game script for this game. They're expected to win. Not because he's thrown a bunch of touchdowns, because the guy's run in a bunch of touchdowns, I assume. White, Collins, and Jigba. This is the guys. That's so few of Gibbs. I mean, I don't really want to be underweight Gibbs on a slate like this, so let's make sure we're not. Gibbs is good. I mean, the fact that I introduced a fork does not mean I want you to fade Gibbs. Thank you. Okay. You have to talk to the computer, you know what I mean? Like, not talk to you. This is a different type of parasocial relationship. This is a computer relationship. You talk to computer with numbers. So if you don't make a change, computer doesn't know what you're thinking. It thinks that if I just set a cap on Gibbs, that I want it to be careful with Gibbs. No, I just want 65% is running back. You know what I mean? So I want to make sure we're reasonable. Okay. Now let's look at our leverages. Woody Marks, Tez, AJ Barner. That's a lot of AJ Barner. He's fine. Let's pop him down to fine. 30%, 35. I want to make sure I'm double the field on him because I think people are being a little bit scaredy cats again. Again, Arroyo and Barner are both good tight ends to the point where I think people have seen highlights of Arroyo. They're aware that there's a split here, and that makes them scared. So don't be that guy. Don't be them today. But yeah, Hutchison again. So Hutchison and Tez are my biggest stands of the slate. They should be my biggest stands of the slate, along with Marks and Walker. Yep, all of these now my stands are where they should be. My negative stands are implied. I mean, Schultz is just expensive for today. If he gets two touchdowns, fine. I lose. I lose all my money. That's fine. Um, yep, everything down here now can kill me, and I will be sad, but not too sad. And now we double check that we update and put in the right version because yikes, that was a lot of some random dudes that I do not want as many dudes of. Okay, so now on to the showdowns. We'll start with the primetime one because there's more money available and like probably more people are interested in it. I'm gonna do them all though because that there's a promotion today where like the top score across all three of them wins ultimate ticket. I don't think I have a chance of that because I'm not 150 maxing, but these are $3 or more competitions. So I do like the $3.20 max. I think it's pretty close to a plus EV thing for me long term. So I'm doing that. And that'll get you a $20 ticket probably if you do it and you don't put in just absolute crap. So that's what this is. This is me trying my best to not put in absolute crap. You can see the salary range. 45.6 is the lowest winner this year, and 49.4 is where I think we see the best result on this graph. So 49.4 is where our median is thoroughly below our expected geometric mean of ownership. So that when we're also using the geometric mean of ownership rule, it is then a conservative rule rather than up here you can see there's possible misses. If you allow full salary, geometric mean of ownership can't account for everybody jamming that chalk lineup that ETR said to do or whatever, like which is a great source. And I'm thinking about buying them today. That's why I mentioned them, not to say name check them for whatever negative reason. Okay. But yeah, all these guys. I love this. I already put this in. I talked about why we're doing Hutchison. I talked about why we're doing Walker. And look at these captain. Like Hutchison, 1% captain. I mean, just back up the truck. I'm 15x there. Easy. This will be way over the field on Hutchison today. And when he sits on the bench and you see whoever the guy who didn't play the last two games randomly taking his spot, Higgins, yeah, then you'll know I'm over there going, lucky me. Lucky me. That's okay. I call it the shark sushi pipeline. Can't have sushi without sharks. I think I don't eat sushi. I don't like fish at all, but my sense is there's some shark related food product sushi adjacent that people eat. I don't know. Sound off in the comments if my sushi commentary is wrong. Okay, I'll make sure I got the right amount of. They were way under on Darnold, so double check them on this because I don't know where that comes from. I have more class. Yeah, I got more. Isn't this my? Yeah, these are my classic projections. So I should have more darn. Oh no, Seattle was the team I didn't change or something. I don't know why my Darnold projection was low initially, but anyway, so make sure you get 60% double quarterback. This is like it's gonna be a real football game. It's not preseason anymore. We don't have defenses dominating. Did I have defenses in the pool? Maybe. Yeah, they're down here. They just don't play them. I mean, don't play 28% Seahawks D. Playing a chalk defense on Showdown, I'm just not behind it, man. I gotta really hate a quarterback on opposed. I think he's trash. I don't think that about any of these quarterbacks. They're not trash. They're not no none of these guys are like a barn burner. None of them's bad. Today, the whole day, not just this slate. So yeah, Showdown. No, really nothing. Actually, that's a lot of Woody marks. 75 plus 15, 90%. Yeah, I said it was 50-50, right? So let's pop this down to 50-50. So I'll take maybe a little bit towards Woody Marks. You heard my overall preference, but I don't need to be a million. I don't need to be 85. Wait, I don't have a Chubb. Well, these numbers aren't adding up. Uh-oh. Gotta make sure you got your what is this? Houston running backs, Chubb. I don't have my Chubb Marks rule on. This is all garbage. Yeah. Gotta have your rules on. All right, let me add a Chubb. So the rule is manual, no more than one. Chubb and Marks. You can see the numbers were adding up to a point where they should not add up to that. And that's how I knew if you have more than 100% of the two dudes, they are in some lineups together. And I don't want that. So we are going to rerun this while we talk about the other showdown. Right quick. Max, after I double check the rules, I guess. Max won Chubb Marks. So then, wait, did that save? Yeah, okay, good. Houston, Seattle, Houston, Seattle. No, there's a Walker. I do have a Walker and Charb fork. Yeah, that's the other one. So, but I think I clicked it. Is it down here? I did not click it, but I should already have it. I've had that rule for like years. Maybe I called it Seattle running back. Seattle. Max two Seattle tight ends. That must have been a different slate. Here we go. Max one Seattle running back. Double check it's the right ones. Yes, it is. Okay. All right, now we will rebuild this again with the 27.5 geometric mean of the ownership filter on. Contact me on the Discord if you'd like to calculate your own geometric mean of the ownership. I can give you the formula, or you can look it up on Wikipedia, which is where I like to go. Okie doke. Now we'll go over to the 4 p.m. Early showdown, where again, no surprise, I have uploaded my previous takes and am doing them on Showdown now. Again, Showdown pricing, not bad today. So I'm getting some Tesla. That's one of my takes. Tesla is clearly over Khalif Raymond. I don't remember covering that one. Yeah, that was one of these last rants, and I just kind of went past it. But SaberSim is currently projecting Khalif Raymond over Isaac Tesla, and look at week 5 and week 6. No, I mean Raymond is back to pure like punt returner duty, unless you heard something or whatever. I mean Tesla hasn't been doing a lot with it. I didn't get any. He got like one target in 2 weeks. So what they're doing is they're projecting for the full season totals. And earlier in the season, it was like a coin flip who it was, right? I mean, it was initially definitely Khalif, and then Tesla worked his way in, getting a little bit of work, but then it's all Tesla now, and all Tesla, not a little. There's no question about it. So I have also that's something I reflect in my ownerships here and my projections. And let's see if they got some new projections for us or if somebody's been ruled out. I guess we got practice squad call ups now. So if any of these guys was a practice squad guy, he would now be a zero. None of them was a practice squad guy. That's good because I didn't think they were. All right. So yeah, the main things we're going to have are a lot of, well, that's way too much Tesla. That's a little play. That's not a big play. That's like a 15% total. I mean, he's still the wide receiver three on a team that doesn't play their wide receiver three. It's just him. I mean, that's my only point. 15% chance he gets the ball at all. Baker and Goff, way too low. It's their game, right? I mean, they could be captains. Are we doing them captains? Baker, Goff? No. Shouldn't do them captains either. I agree. But I mean, I don't. Number one, what's going on with these ownerships? Okay, low stakes 20 max. Is it really that? Or are you lying? I know what's going on. Sometimes it's not been right. Yeah. Whenever it's like showing me the wrong, if it says it's wrong, then it's wrong for whatever reason. I don't, maybe when I update it, I don't know why it was showing the wrong ownerships. I'm trying to do low stakes 20 maxes today. That's the $3, I think. And maybe it should be medium stakes. I don't know what it. I don't think it's trying to correct me. Anyway, I want to make sure I set for this game specifically. A lot of points are expected to be scored. So I want to be at least 65% double quarterbacks, which I will be more Baker than Goff. So I'll be 85-80 for minimum flex. Yeah, they're not too highly owned in the captain, so I'm still allowing a little bit of captain wiggle room. So let me allow that there. Why is this rated by old Saber score? Okay, I got contest sims to rank. It's showing me an ROI, so I thought it'd run contest sims. It's still over here ranking by Saber score. Okay, so again, double check all. Yeah, kick the whole thing, kick the wheels. Make sure that when it's showing you ROIs and you're like, some of these suck and they're not in order. What's happening? Double check it's doing it right. Thank you. Okay, now we'll rerun it and rank it by ROI while we go back to the primetime show. Now we've got all of our ducks in a row. You can imagine it's a little hard to prep a show of this length. This will be the longest kind of thing I ever do. It's a little bit too long for me, honestly. And yeah. So let's see. It's not done yet, man. That's disappointing. It's been running for a minute. Well. I mean, I don't. The taste's not going to be different. It's going to be a lot of Hutchinson. It's going to be a lot of Marks. It's going to be a fair amount of Chubb, a fair amount of Charb, a fair amount of like Walker, and work in the guys who score points from there. Nico, Jackson, the quarterbacks, a bunch of them do that. So I'm spiraling. I don't got anything to do. I was going to look at these exposures, but there's not anything more, right? Like it's going to just be like 15% of one guy, and I don't want you to read into a 15 to 10% difference or whatever. You get the picture. I've set out. I mean, maybe we could talk about tight end, and none of these tight ends even. We don't really have a regular setup like for showdowns where there's a real keep an eye on this guy, call up for the practice squad or whatever. It's not. These aren't really that fun. I'm not doing any of the main GPPs for any of these showdowns because I mean I got little angles, but it's more like one angle per thing, and it's not like drive a truck through an angle. It's a little angle. So I mean like it's something. I'm going again. I mean I think I know better than Vegas here. Give me a break on one thing, maybe two today. That's too much. That's too much for a regular person. I've been looking at this thing for like an hour and a half. That's why I feel like I got two ideas. Okay, so I'm gonna say, remember, you're good enough, you're strong enough, and gosh darn it, someone's got to win that money. Might as well be us. And it's been us a couple times recently. It's a little bit. They don't tell you one thing they don't tell you about belts like this is they're really heavy. So you got to make sure that there's a reason they got all these little fasteners, man. Because if you don't fasten it up, that thing's falling off. That weighs a lot. All right. See you guys next time.